This is the last session. This is my first presentation in English. I was rather nervous. I could not memorize all of the script, so I'm reading instead of speech. Sorry. Let's start. Hello, everyone. I am Ioseph Kim from Seoul, Korea. The topic of my presentation today is that Korean PostgreSQL User Group has worked. This is a story of few users who are using PostgreSQL over 10 years in a small country. This is their story that is slow, but that is steady. I hope this presentation will help to vitalize local communities. This presentation is casual. This is a light story that focuses on organization management rather than database technology. This work contains portraits, so I have to protect their right. So I choose a license of my work. This work is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international licensed. By the way, the background picture of this page is autumn landscape that is common in Korea. I prepared this picture because I thought you haven't seen this weather. Is it pretty? Let's start to introduce about me. My Korean name is Kim Sang-gi. I am known as Ioseph Kim in PostgreSQL Global Development Group. Ioseph is my Catholic name. Joseph with a J is too common, so I hope you to call me Ioseph with I. I'm leading PostgreSQL DBA at KTDS. KTDS is Korean Telecom Data System, a subsidiary of KT. I'm governancing a stable version of PostgreSQL to use at the affiliated companies of KT. And I'm guiding DBA operation about Postgres and development to using Postgres on new SI project. I'm finding root cause of instance or problem and guiding workaround. As you know, I can't make all of this alone. I have co-workers. I formed Korean PostgreSQL User Group in 2005. I am a member of a committee of pgday.seoul event since 2016. kr@postgresql.org email address is official local channel of Korea. When you send an email to this address, it will send it to me. I divided these presentations into 5 parts. First story until forming user group. Then there is a growing need to create user groups. Next, planning of groups activities and their outputs. So I will introduce the things I learned during this process. And lastly, I will introduce PostgreSQL market size and market share in Korea for marketing people. Beginning of Korea PostgreSQL user groups story is about the website database 사랑net. 사랑 means love in Korea. Love you is a sweet sound. 사랑해 is same means in Korean. So database 사랑net means a network of database lovers. This website was made in 1999, and it was renewed 4 times. Many users have been using this long time. The last renewal was in 2003, and then its layout was never changed during last 16 years. It has many bulletin board system about MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, MS SQL, and so on. If someone posts questions on BBS, other users will answer. It is like a Stack Overflow. This website became famous among the database users, so it has more and more users. This website has PostgreSQL for its database since it have opened the first time. At the first time, it had version 6.4, and now it has version 11.2. It is always used the latest version of Postgres. So I'd like to say history of database Harangnet is the same as history of Postgres. Because when Postgres was changed, the internal of this website was changed too. There is an interesting story here. In 2003, T-Search2 extensions was added into PostgreSQL contrib. This module became the part of basis of full-text search engine in Postgres. But this website had a peculiar full-text search for Korean language already. That was made by me. Korean particles of word is very difficult to calculate with the computer, as like Japanese. I did not find Korean sentence parser. I could not build that even. I implemented a simple pass and used a like operator instead of vector indexing operator. It was a breakthrough idea at that time. This website is using this search engine still. Last of this page, this website is operated by non-profit during last 20 years. It would have been impossible without the hardware donation of companies and their responsibility of many volunteers. The guideline of this site operation have not changed in last 20 years. 1, we only receive hardware donation from companies. Hardware is computer, price to keeping their internet line infra, and so on. 2, we only receive talent donation from volunteers. Of course, there have been a few crises. Nevertheless, we are operating this site still. In this page, I will talk about a story before post-user meeting in 2005. Those days, almost users just only had individual activity online. Almost Korean users had a big question. How can I process Korean language with Postgres? That is the question. Even now, EUCKR encoding database could not use by Korean database. To make matter worse, text position function includes bug when the version 7.4 has released. This function was used for processing multibyte string. Many users complained when they had finished the database upgrade. My database was cropped. Me too, me too, me too. This bug was fixed by Korean users, including me. And I thought we need to communicate it with global community. PostgreSQL version 8 was released in 2005. This is first version which had an internationalization function. And it makes the reason why we meet each other. Then we met without a plan. We talked about Postgres. We became to know each other. We all want to make better Postgres, so we thought we should help that. It was not only my dream, it was a dream of all. 6 people attended the meeting at the bar on January 27th, 2005. This was to-do list. Of the meeting. First, we need to benchmark Japanese Postgres User Group because JPUG was already be steady. Next, we need to translate server and client message and official document. We need a lot of document in Korean. We decided to write a tutorial and FAQ and so on in Korean. And we need to make a new website for kpug as like JPUG. Even though we have only big plans, we did not have any details. I think because alcohol. All of us was salaryman employers, so we should concentrate our job first. So results was not big enough compared to the plan. By the way, Korean users groups was formed, but none of us were interesting to organize this. We did not even know the need of that. We were getting loose and time has gone. Nevertheless, our works were doing slowly, did not be stopped. Korean message of server and client has been added since version 8.2, 2007. This work was completed over 3 years. The collaboration of this work was not so difficult because getText is very powerful tools. Thank you, GNU. 5 people each translated the amount of these share, and I merged all of these. Translation of current version is based on work of 8.2. This translation was one of temporary works. The translators who helped at that time do not help us now, no longer. However, translation for the new version is still required. I tried to find good collaboration tools for translating, and I found a method of using Transpex's website, but that was not useful because the size of profile, which has server message, was too big to work on online. These days, When the Maze version has released, I take a moment to look at it, and when I think that additional translation is absolutely needed, I just translate what I did only. Translating POP files is better than translating official manual. The official manual of PostgreSQL is very large. If make this as a A4 size paper book, its total page will be under 3,000. It is particularly impossible to translate this large book at the level of the community, not the professional translate groups, because when translation progresses to some extent, new manual of new version come out, and those who work on them get try. I could not ask them to continue to translate again. For this reason, translation of the official manual is proceeding slowly. Process of translation is 30% completed current. As we keep translating some of the left, new version will be released. Then we will check differences, merge them, and translate them again, such like punishment of Sisyphus. But we are trying to work more efficiently. Redmine, SPN, GitHub. During this slow progress, one change occurred in 2011. KT Corporation decided that it used Postgres Advanced Server from Enterprise DB. This was the start that a large company used Postgres. Because of this change, I am working with KT, and several companies start using PostgreSQL in production environment. So result out of these changes is that major companies begin to give contribution of Postgres. Enterprise DB Korea, Office, Dow Corporation, Rockpress are known as these companies. The greatest achievement of these changes was the publication of paper books. A start company backed by government said they will translate the entry 9.4 manuals, and as a result, 2 books have been published on the market today. Also, the company contribute their sum of result to our translation project. This picture is a cover of the book. It was a great pleasure. But when support of company or government is stopped, that project will be stopped too. Anyway, we will never stop. In the past decade, Korean companies have increasingly used PostgreSQL. In 2013, Postgres Korea was created in Facebook. Korean users gathered here quickly. Current members of this are about 2,000 people. Active users are about 50 people. This is official Korean PostgreSQL User Group current. They share news and event. They talk about how to use Postgres better. Almost of them are general user. Developer is few, so also junior users is few. Although PostgreSQL is not trendy, these of beginner level education. We prepared regular seminar for this from 2015. 23 seminars have been held so far. These pictures are photo clip of seminars. CourseLab provides this place. CourseLab is Korean open source lab, government affiliated organization. These seminar members have been the member of pgday committee too. They are very grateful to me. Jump to 2016. We prepared an event for the 20th anniversary of PostgreSQL. The name of this event is pgday.seoul. It was a half-day local event. There are logos for events. Post logo is drawn by a colleague using a Chinese brush. He is a MySQL DBA. Second logo is worked by professional designer. She works at PostGIS company. All of their works are talent donations. Now I will share what I have learned during the pgday.seoul event. This story is the main part of my presentation. How can a local community provide more useful and regular events? I would like to provide an answer to the question. There are the achievements of these events. The post event in 2016 was the post event to try various parts of prepare, including the event committee, website, presenter, recruitment, scheduling, financing, and selecting of souvenirs. The second event in 2017 was the event to join with another project members, such like PostGIS. The third event in last year introduced commercial solutions such as Enterprise DB, Greenplum, and Fujitsu. We wanted to find a way to collaboration between commercial and community solutions. Guidelines for holding local events are introduced on the postgresql.org website, but I was harder than I thought. To hold event, we needed to organize a committee first. It is recommended that you organize committee members first, so you can protect the opinion of one company affects the entry codes of its activities. Opinions can be gathered in many ways, but democratic voting was the best and most efficient. At the first event, we had more than 5 meetings. We spent a lot of time for meetings. Of course, the preparation period has been shortened as time goes by. Next, finance. The hardest part was we could not issue tax invoice to sponsor companies because we are not treated as a corporation based on Korean law. So, sponsoring companies prepared their own souvenirs and they give it to event attenders directly. We could only have to distribute. It was our best. This is a problem that needs to be solved in the future. Meanwhile, what we've been keeping since we first prepared for the pgday.seoul event was green finance. All of committee members agreed to open all expense of the event on our website. I made a financial report after event. You can also find it from the website. Next, the COC. This is not crash of crane. Code of conduct. The PostgreSQL global community has been discussing code of conduct from 2016 to last years, and the COC for them was released in last year. We introduced it to attenders too. This conference prepared their code of conduct too. Did you read it? Notifying code of conduct is very important. Various people gather, they express their various thoughts. So it is recommended that committee had to announce their code of conduct at the event opening, because there can be some unexpected disgrace, and the committee must clearly decide what it can and cannot do. Last souvenirs is mentioned earlier. pgday.seoul asked souvenirs to sponsoring companies because it was impossible to raise money. Every year, the companies helped us, so there were plenty of souvenirs at every event, clothes, umbrellas, bags, etc. Slogan sticker we prepared for the first event was wrapped. I will bring it. I forgot. Sorry. These pictures are photo clip of pgday.seoul event. Without them, without their unselfish help, we wouldn't have been able to do this. They are not here, but I always think, well, I said to one of them that I want to use this picture for my presentation. She asked me to say her words. This is last part. From now on, this is not funny. PostgreSQL market share in Korea is really small. According to IDC Korea, the DBMS market in Korea is about $60 billion. Among them, 90% are commercial database of major companies. Out of remain 10% domestic database takeover. Commercial PostgreSQL products such as Enterprise DB, Greenplume make up only a small percent of them. Unfortunately, second quadrant is none. In other words, from an economic market perspective, Postgres has few pies. Even Postgres, community Postgres was not counted. The open source software market is growing up, so open source RDBMSs are. Major companies are changing their commercial RDBMS to PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL is also activity used in government geographical information system. This chart is a PostgreSQL trend in Korea from Google Trend. It is more trendy than ever. Also, it will be more popular. This is the end story of a Korean community that has been walking very slowly like an elephant for over 10 years. I hope this presentation will help those who are looking for a way to vitalize the local community. In short, there is only one thing: people. Local user group is a community of people because of this. Prepare code of conduct, form organizing, have regular meetings, make non-profit organization that does not depend on government or companies. Do promotional activities, email, SNS, Q&A, website. I hope there will be more Asian developer in PostgreSQL Global Development Group. I hope there will be more Asian users group such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Mongol, Kyrgyzstan, most ASEAN countries whose native language is not English. I hope there will be more third-party solutions for PostgreSQL. I hope Pgconf Asia APAC will be held in Seoul someday. I would like to finish by greeting you all for your attention. If you have questions, please email me because you know my English is poor. Thank you. See you next time.